Truth Seekers, welcome back. Zach here. This video is for the people who still do not understand what is taking place in the news media throughout this world with the ever-increasing amount of reported terrorist attacks often blamed on Islamic fundamentalists, and in recent years, ISIS. What I want to show you real quick is this drill from Manchester from May of 2016. This is a terrorism drill. And these types of drills are put on by cities, their police, their first responders, and the media collaborates in these drills. We're going to watch this. Again, this is a drill. I want you to see how the drill is conducted. I want you to listen to the sound effects, what the crisis actors say. I want you to pay attention to the cameramen. What we're about to watch is what is also sometimes reported as a legitimate terror attack. Every time they say there's a terrorist attack in the media, it's the same thing. It's a drill being reported as if it's a true tragedy. The Boston Marathon bombing should have woke everyone up to this. We're going to watch this, and then I'm going to remind what I've shown about the Boston Marathon bombing before. Got a lot of work on this. Check this out, Truth Seeker. This is from Manchester, May 2016, 1 year before the Ariana Grande concert hoax, which we've already blown wide open and exposed. If you missed my video showing the concert after the supposed attack, you need to check that out. The announcer at the arena was telling everyone that everything is okay, there's no danger, everyone's safe, to calm down, to exit the arena slowly and safely, there's no threat, there's no danger. For them to play that over the announcer, it means that the authorities knew that there was no threat. And the reason they knew there was no threat is because they had conducted a drill with crisis actors, and once it was over, they wanted to calm down the people there. The point of these hoaxes is to dupe the television-watching people of the world who have still not figured out in 2017 that their media is nothing but deception, nothing but part of an ongoing agenda of creating a military, police, slave state across the globe, which we're going to get to. But first, this footage from 2016, Manchester. Notice how they have the crisis actor yelling Allahu Akbar. Watch this. Now, do you see this explosion right here? This is the exact same type of explosion that they used at the Boston Marathon bombing and other places. The Boston Marathon bombing is so transparently fake, you have to be truly blind to not see that it was a dummy explosive or two dummy explosives that went off. Everyone can go back and look at the evidence. The bomb, one of the two bombs, the second one to explode, is where you get the most clear visual evidence. The bomb that was shown the most on TV, you can see that the bomb explodes right next to a table setting, an outdoor restaurant setup. It explodes right next to a table that is set with plates, silverware, glasses. There's actually balloons on the table. The bomb explodes right next to it. And if you look at the table, not a thing moved. No silverware was moved. No plates, no glasses. The balloons aren't popped. And then if you watch, you can actually watch, the footage is all out there. A man in a cowboy hat comes over and some other people, and they start kicking the fence. There's a little fence there. They have to knock over the fence, and then more smoke comes in, and the next thing you know, there's these people that funneled in and are laying in the ground pretending like they got hurt. It's such an obvious fake drill. I mean, you really got to be retarded to not know better. Truly. And that's what's wrong with so many people in 2017. People are truly retarded, and they've been chemically retarded on purpose with the toxins in food, with all the medications, with all the trash programming on television. Let's just continue to watch this. This is just as real looking as any of these fake terrorism scenarios we've been given in recent years. And do a little research on September 11th. You'll learn that the day before the attack, all of FEMA first responders on the East Coast were flowing in to New York City to participate in a drill on September 11th, 2001. September 11th was a massive drill. Those buildings were brought down on purpose. They were built to be brought down. This is all planned agenda, one drill after the next, reported as real terror. So they can build the police state, which is what we're going to finish with this video. But let's watch a little more of this footage. I hope the sound's coming through okay. If it's quiet, I'm going to link this video in the description, but you can just hear all the fake muffled gunfire, just like they show you on TV. It's always someone yelling, Allahu Akbar, an explosion that doesn't really do anything, fake gunfire sound effects. This stuff is so transparently fake, and somehow people are being fooled by it. Millions of dollars were donated to the Manchester Relief Fund. That means millions of dollars were stolen from innocent, gullible people who are clearly chemically retarded, you know? People got to change the way they're living. They got to eat better. They got to pay attention. They got to use their mind. They got to stop being believers and so gullible for Big Brother's very transparent tricks. Look at this. Now, this is just like the terrorism hoaxes where they say it's real terrorism. You see these crisis actors. There's no blood around. They're supposed to be dead. They're moving around on the ground. This is what it always is. This drill is no different than any terrorism you've heard about in the media. They could have said this was a real terrorist act, and people would have gone for it. And perhaps they thought about reporting this as a real terrorist act, you know? And look, they're showing you, this is the drill. Now you get this different camera, more action scene. They make the explosion sound better. They have the camera rock. This is Hollywood. This is Hollywood right here. Alright, so I'll link that down below if you want to watch that. Maybe get the sound effects a little better. But here's what I want to show you. This drill was conducted at the largest mall in Manchester. And as we know, they love to have these terror hoaxes at the mall. We've seen a number of mall terror attacks, and they're all drills, just like this. Every single one. You've never seen a story of real terrorism in your media. If it really happened, they wouldn't report it. They only report what's part of their planned agenda. You know? So anyway, this was conducted at the Trafford Centre 1 year before the May 22nd terror hoax at the Ariana Grande concert, which we tore apart. Trafford Centre, look at it in gematria, 225, like 22/5, like May 22nd. I'd bet you anything, this is no coincidence. And I'd bet you anything, just like I said the day it happened. It was a section of people participating in the hoax. I guarantee you the government bought that section of tickets for the crisis actors that were to be there that day. This is what's going on at all of these events. The government has goons that are willing to participate in these drills, and perhaps they don't know that it's going to become a national news story. You know, perhaps the people who participate think that they're just showing up for the latest drill, you know, to put some pennies in their pocket. But this one was at the Trafford Centre, 225, and I want to show you some more about the Trafford Centre. The word Trafford has gematria of 88, special number. Allahu Akbar, their code word that they love to use in all their propaganda. Back to your regularly scheduled programming. They're trying to teach you that there's Islamic fundamentalists all over screaming Allahu Akbar, killing people. Allahu Akbar 88 like Trafford. Exactly what they have this crisis actor yelling. Allahu Akbar also sums to 74, number that the Masons code into all of their propaganda. Allahu Akbar 74, Trafford 47. And, 47, the number of Freemasonry. They have the 47th problem of Euclid about how to establish foundation. They have the compass set at 47 degrees. Remember, it all comes back to time and being the rulers of the time we're living in. The word time equals 47. The tropics are 47 degrees apart. This gang has decided they're going to rule the world with tyranny, scaring people, chemically attacking them, poisoning their minds. It's the world we're living in. The Masonic one world Zionist Jew order. Now remember, the Freemasons, they believe in divide and conquer and order out of chaos. They stage the chaos so that they can provide their solution. Building the police state, taking away your rights. Notice the word chaos has gematria of 19. These two most recent false flags in the UK, both on dates with 19 numerology. And further with 19, they blame it on Islam. If you research the Quran code, the most important number in the Quran is 19. All of this is planned. All of it. So, just as a reminder, we talked about 74. Here's headlines from yesterday's terror hoax. This time in London again. They said that the attacker had a massive knife. And 52 and 133 represents government and authority. Remember, the original definition of terrorism is government by intimidation. Of course, here's 74, the big number in the attack in London yesterday. 191, the number that represents the Society of Jesus, the Jesuit order, the Masonic, clique within the Catholic Church. But let's stick with this 74. It's always 74 since the first video. I've taught about the significance of 74. From the March 22nd terror hoax to the June 3rd terror hoax, a span of 74 days or 2 months and 13 days. Remember this number 213? We're going to talk about the new Operation Temperer, which went into effect May 23rd, where Theresa May has now deployed 5,000 military on the streets of the UK. And that number is just going to grow throughout time. This is what's been going on. The militarizing of police, more tax dollars for private mercenaries. All money in this world is being funneled to enslave us. We don't need all of our money to be allocated to defending us from something that doesn't exist. What this is really about is controlling us. The powers that shouldn't be know more and more people are waking up to their ways, and that's the real purpose for this police presence. It's all about keeping them on top. The military, the police, they're the mercenaries that protect the tyrants. Military and police, lemmings. But anyway, 74 days in the language of gematria, the Jewish practice, which comes from Kabbalah, the Jewish mysticism that God created the world with language. Remember, Masonry is all based in Kabbalah, Old Testament, Torah. London 74, like Masonic, like Jewish, like gematria, what this topic is. English, killing, stabbing. Ides of March, the 74th day of the year, to remember the stabbing of Julius Caesar. Caesar 47 like president. PM breaks down to 7-4. None of this is arbitrary. These are special numbers. Two of the most special numbers in numerology, 7 and 4. 7 represents complete, 4 represents foundation. The media also put out this little clue in front of everybody's face yesterday about how where this happened, the train station had already shut down the spots where this happened. Borough Station's Borough Market. Remember, Borough Market equals 154. This happened on the 154th day of the year. King James equals 154. King James the Freemason, who ruled over 3 kingdoms for 22 years before his murder by the numbers at age 58, after 23 years of being the Freemason king. If you missed the video I put out on King James yesterday, check it out. Put it out before this news even happened. Did a video on King James, talked about the specifics of the day. Later that day, in the UK, a tribute to King James, the man behind the colonization scheme of the Americas. But look at it. Date, 3, time, 22. We just had the March 22nd false flag. And remember what's so special about 322 and 22/3. This is all about dividing the people of the world over religion. The Abrahamic religions are Christianity, Judaism, and Islam. 322. And remember what the Rosicrucians did. King James, Francis Bacon, they mixed Christianity with the old world ancient mystery religions. Ancient mystery religions. 322. In the end of the Bible that we know it as English-speaking people, it says the false Jews will rule in the end times. A letter is written to the Church of Philadelphia about the synagogue of Satan, the false Jews. Philadelphia 223, the synagogue of Satan 223. Special numbers. And remember, in Jewish gematria, Masonic 223. You know, the Masons from the UK, they came over to America. They created this new biblical land, New Jerusalem, after genociding the native people here. They gave us a nice little song to feel proud of ourselves. The Star-Spangled Banner, 223. Also 119, like Star of David, like All-Seeing Eye, like Master Plan, like London Bridge. Not arbitrary. Again, we got the Catholics, who are people who've been duped by the Jewish tyrants. Catholic Church, created by the Jewish dividers, the Masons, once upon a time. Vatican 119, just like Francis. Over here in the United States, we have the Jesuit president, Donald Trump, 119. Let's not forget that on the March 22nd false flag, 322, they had the London Freemasons helicopter on display with the Freemason compass. G, London, G right in the middle of the compass. London equals 74 like Masonic. 74 days later, another terror hoax in London. So I want to talk about this too. Yesterday it was 6 dead plus 3 assailants on 6/3, the 6th month, the 3rd day. Now it's 7 killed, 48 hurt, and 3 attackers. It was a span of 74 days later, or you could just say 73 days later. From the March 22nd attack to the June 3rd is a span of 74 days, or 73 days later. United 73, United Kingdom, United States of America. United 73, Mason 73. This is who's united. The few, the elite, are organized, the many are not. Remember, at the Manchester false flag, the next day James Bond died. They said when the false flag happened, the song Dangerous Woman was playing. Then James Bond died, who began playing James Bond in the year 73. We just saw this 73 coding in Manchester. Dangerous Woman, Bond, who became the character in 73. See what's going on here? Joe Kettinger, who knows that the Jews follow the moon and it's all about the moon, he also points out that the moon phase yesterday in the UK at the time of the attack was 73%. That is not coincidental. The moon is huge in these rituals, always. Now check this out. I've been educating people for months, years really, about how certain dates on the calendar and certain patterns are used again and again, especially this distance of 74 days. But I told people, May 23rd, the most important date on the Gregorian calendar for the Masons, and the calendar was created by the Masons within the Catholic Church. May 23rd, big Masonic date. Check out my videos on this. On May 23rd, Theresa May, in the month of May, under the May sun, created this Operation Temperer putting military on the streets of the UK. And this is going to go on all throughout this world. This is going to continue to go on until we the people stop it. So May 23rd, the most symbolic date to the Freemasons who created the calendar, Operation Temperer equals 96, just like Freemason. And on this date, they gave us the death of Georgina Calendar. Remember, Georgina Calendar equals 142. She died on the 142nd day of the year. May 22nd. Terrorist 142, all a hoax. Georgina Calendar sounds like Gregorian calendar, and that's what it's a tribute to. Notice also 213. I said to remember this number. Number of the Masons, number of Nimrod, the builder. 93, number of propaganda, number of Saturn, the keeper of time. Remember, they tell us the sun is 93 million miles away. The sun is the true keeper of time. Saturn has the gematria of 93, the keeper of time to the occult. Look at what happens when you write out May, sun, like the month and the sun. It's not hard to see. The Masons, it's all about time, tributes and rituals through time to control and dominate the populace. If you missed the videos I've been putting out, I'm going to link 2 playlists below. The UK terror hoaxes that need to get exposed. Time to put an end to this, Truth Seeker. Until next time.